So, is Joe Biden outwardly showing his support for the domestic terrorist group called Antifa, and what does it mean for his campaign? Recently, there's been an uncovering of typing in antifa.com and it redirecting to Joe Biden's official campaign website. Now, when I first saw this, I was a little shocked. I'm not going to lie. Someone sent it to me and said, hey, try this out, or they sent me the tweet showing, from Charlie Kirk, I believe, showing that Antifa.com redirects to Joe Biden's website. At first I was alarmed. I'm like, whoa, how did he do that? Or why did he do that really? How did he make it that obvious? And then upon further inspection in the comment section, I realized, and from my own knowledge of websites that I've gone to that have redirected me, it appears that you have to own the domain to direct your website to someone else's domain. So anyone can own Antifa.com and have it redirect to any website. So let's say, in this Antifa.com, we don't know if it's owned by actual Antifa or someone bought the domain or had the domain for a long time and they just don't like Biden. Because I personally don't like Biden, but I had to really kind of take a step back here and like, what does this really mean? And it's clear that anyone could own the domain, right? So someone owns the domain Antifa.com and they clearly don't like Joe Biden, or they're trying to make a joke or make it a joke, whatever it may be, and direct it to his website. At first, everyone was really outraged, and I think some people are still buying that the idea that Joe Biden is actually outwardly supporting Antifa in this way. But if you know anything about the internet, now that I know what I know, and you probably know this too, is anyone can do anything like this. So it's not necessarily an indication that Joe Biden supports Antifa directly, but in a way, at most, assuming that the Antifa.com domain is associated with Antifa, the radical terrorist group, in my opinion, then it only shows that Antifa is supportive of Joe Biden, if that makes sense. It's not really, it doesn't work both ways in this case because we don't know what the domain is actually associated with. So I thought it was very interesting seeing people just grab onto it and think it's something before actually thinking about it. But it was a really good scare tactic and a really good message to send to those people who aren't really smart enough to realize, or don't really have the knowledge to realize that, or how domains work and how you can easily redirect your website to anybody else's website, really. So I thought it was interesting, but it did remind me of the fact that it has been reported that campaign staffers for Joe Biden have been donating to these freedom funds that were started as a result of the riots in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in response to George Floyd's death at the hands of police. And this was something that I actually cautioned a few influencers and YouTubers that I followed, one being Jenna Marbles and her boyfriend Julian Solomita on their podcast. They put out a brief message on their podcast, which has now been, the podcast is over because Jenna Marbles canceled herself basically only a few weeks or maybe even a week after that video went up. But I commented, which I normally don't comment, but I commented saying, you might want to be careful on linking funds, these freedom funds, for your followers to donate to, because honestly, we don't know who these funds are actually going to, or where they're going to. They could be bailing out people who are actual domestic terrorists or people who are not peaceful protesters. I know it was all being supported under the guise that all these peaceful protesters are being unjustly arrested, but if you're actually following what's going on and you're actually watching videos from online and from media sources, you realize that we don't know where these funds are going, and a lot of the people being arrested, there's justification for them being arrested. We'll just put that out there. So I thought it was interesting that this came up now and how easily people grab onto information that supports their narrative. I'm guilty of it too. But before I shared it, I wanted to make sure that it was kind of the real deal. And then once you kind of take a step back and look at it and think about what's really going on, you kind of go, it's something, but it's not everything, if that makes sense. So let me know if you saw this, if you've tried it, because I actually tried it. I typed in antifa.com and it did direct me to Joe Biden. What do you think? Does this change your opinion on him or on Antifa? Let me know what you think in the comments, and while you head down there, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and turn on post notifications by ringing the bell. So I will see you in the next video. I put out new videos every day, by the way. So let me know what you think, and I will talk to you very soon. Stay well. Bye-bye.